I just finished my 5th contract as a performer working on cruise ships, and there are so many pros that come along with living and working on a cruise ship, like getting your meals and housing provided. You are able to save a lot of the money that you make, and of course you get to travel the world. But there are quite a few things I miss about being on land when I'm away at sea. Okay, the first thing being cooking for myself. Don't get me wrong, having free food ready for you at all hours of the day is incredible. But it can be really hard to find a balanced diet while on board. I often felt like I wasn't getting enough protein, like lots of the meat was in some sort of stew that you weren't really sure what the sauce was, and then the veggie and fruit options were usually sparse. The salad bar was always the same. It was always iceberg lettuce with the same toppings, and I literally would just die for some kale or arugula, like anything different. And so it would just be really hard to find variation in my diet. Oftentimes, if there was nothing I wanted, I would eat like 2 bread rolls and call it a day. Honestly, if these cheesy rolls didn't exist, I would probably be dead. And so simply just going to the grocery store and having a choice of what you're going to eat that week is something that I really miss when I'm on board, even if it's something really simple like yogurt and granola. So good. But I personally love to cook and try new recipes, and so for me, it's more of like a hobby that I really miss while I'm on board. Speaking of hobbies.
Keep your eye on the ball.
Having hobbies when you work on a cruise ship is kind of hard, unless they're like small little crafts that you can like carry around and take into your room with you. But like for me, I love to play pickleball. I have always wanted to take like a pottery course, but can't really do that. And maybe I'm not really a golfer, but like I would like the option if I wanted it, you know? And even if it's not really like a hobby, just like going out and getting drinks with friends or going on a hike on the weekend or just anything, those activities that you want to enjoy kind of are limited. Or like for Robert, he loves to play hockey, but obviously can't really do that while we're on the ship. He can't really get off and go play hockey on our time off. There's not really places to go do that. And so there's just like a little bit of a limit on the things that you can do, which makes it kind of frustrating when you want to get better at something, but it's not really possible to do it while you're on the ship. Another kind of limiting factor to this is Wi-Fi. For me, one of my hobbies, now kind of like turned business, is YouTube, which uses a lot of Wi-Fi. And when the Wi-Fi isn't working on board, it makes it virtually impossible to work on the things that you want to get better at. Or maybe you want to learn a language or take a course. You're paying for that course, but then you're also paying for the Wi-Fi that might not even work. And it's not cheap. I will say though that the Wi-Fi on board is a million times better than it was when I first started in 2017. Like, you couldn't even load an Instagram photo. I swear I probably barely talked to my family for that like 9 months that it was, because the Wi-Fi just literally did not work. So now it is so much better. You can do a lot of great things on it when it decides to work. One random thing that I do always miss though is driving. Okay, let's see if I remember how to do this. Where's the power button? Oh. Being able to get in your car and drive wherever you want is honestly such like a freeing feeling. Like, I could go anywhere I want right now. I'm just going to the grocery store, but even that is like super exciting. I think for me, that's probably the hardest part about working on ships, is that free feeling kind of goes away. You give up a lot of your freedoms, time freedom, location freedom, to be on a ship for a certain amount of time, and that can just kind of, it can be hard. There is the pro, which is my favorite part of working on ships, getting to travel the world, seeing incredible ports, doing incredible things all around the world, but at the end of the day, your time isn't really yours. It belongs to the ship. You still have to get back before all aboard. Oftentimes that's like early, especially in the Caribbean. It's like 5 o'clock, as early as like 2 o'clock. And so you also never really get to experience the nightlife in any of these places that you're visiting. You live where you work, where you eat, where you sleep, where you do everything. It's all in one place. It would be amazing if the ship could just dock on like Saturday and then everyone gets off until Monday. Like, you could have a full Sunday off on land. That would be amazing. And then this one kind of ties into my last point, which is missing holidays, family events, big moments in your life while you're away. I have missed so many Christmases, I've missed weddings, babies being born, like all of these things, and it really sucks to feel like you have to kind of choose your your own path, this like career that you really love, and then in turn having to miss these events. There are occasionally times where you can get like pre-approval to go home in the middle of your contract for something like a wedding, or if someone in your family passes away, of course you can go home and come back for those types of things. But for me, even like little, like my family will be like, hey, we're just like going to get dinner and drinks tonight, and I have such bad FOMO. I'm like, I want to go get dinner and drinks with you guys. Like even just the little moments, they add up, and you're away for a lot of it, and it's hard when you're having these amazing experiences on board. You're traveling the world, you're getting to perform all of these things, but of course you're missing these big life events, and it's just a choice that you have to make. And I think as a young person, for me, it has been the right choice so far, but of course it doesn't make it any easier to miss those life events. I just wish I could have it all. I wish I could be on the ship and be like, hey, I'm going home for the weekend to, because I feel like it. It's just not really how it works. Yeah, I want it all, but of course you can't always have it all. Okay, I feel like I kind of made it seem like living and working on a cruise ship sucks. I promise it doesn't, at least not for me. For me, this has been such a dream job, getting to travel the world, perform, save money, meet incredible people. I literally could not have asked for a better experience during my time on ships. I don't know if my time on ships is coming to an end or not. I have not made that decision yet. Regardless of that, like any other job, there are cons with living and working on a cruise ship, and there are sacrifices that you have to make when you want to work on a cruise ship. But for me, a lot of the pros outweigh the cons, and I know that I can't do this job forever, and so the opportunity that I have had to be able to do it has just been incredible, and I would not change it for the world. But of course, there are those things about living on land that I do miss while I'm away at sea, and I am excited over the next few weeks to just be on land and experience those things and take it all in. So I'm gonna take you guys along for all of that in the next upcoming videos. I hope you'll stick around, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!